You are not tired because life is hard. You're tired because life is soft. You wake up in a temperature-controlled room, touch a glowing screen before you touch the floor, swallow comfort without earning it. And then you wonder why your mind feels weak, why your focus shatters, why your confidence leaks out of you every time pressure shows up. Comfort isn't healing you. It's quietly disarming you. And the worst part is this: it feels normal, because everyone around you is doing the same thing. You call it modern life. I call it slow destruction. You think your problem is motivation. It isn't. You think your problem is discipline. It's deeper than that. Your problem is that your nervous system has been trained to panic at inconvenience. Your brain has learned a dangerous lesson. If it's uncomfortable, escape. So you escape into food, into scrolling, into entertainment, into excuses. And every time you escape, you get weaker. Not morally. Neurologically, you are training helplessness. The Japanese have a concept that sounds brutal to modern ears, but it built people who could endure what you can't even imagine. Kugyō, austere practice. Voluntary hardship that forges the mind by forcing it to stay present inside discomfort. It's not punishment. It's conditioning. It's how you harden without becoming bitter. Now I'm going to drag you out of the cozy lie. Because Sparta understood something your society refuses to admit, the human animal is designed for adaptive stress. If you remove stress, you don't remove suffering. You remove strength. And then the smallest stress becomes suffering. That's why you feel overwhelmed by emails. That's why you avoid hard conversations. That's why you procrastinate on the one task that would change your life. Your system is undertrained. Think about what your body was built for. Movement, heat, cold, hunger, effort, friction, and now look at what you give it: a chair, a screen, a snack, a constant drip of novelty. You've created an environment where you almost never have to tolerate anything, so your tolerance disappears. And when tolerance disappears, you don't become more sensitive in a poetic way. You become fragile. Let me make this real. In the modern lifestyle, obesity rates rose alongside convenience and sedentary patterns. One research review notes that more than 1/3 of U.S. adults were obese in the data it discussed. That's not just aesthetics. That's a population living inside comfort, paying with its biology. You might not be obese. Fine. But don't miss the principle. Comfort scales. If it can distort the body, it can distort the mind. And it does. Because your brain runs on reinforcement. You repeat what gives relief. Modern comfort gives immediate relief for almost everything. Bored. Relief. Lonely. Relief. Stressed. Relief. Stressed. Relief. And the brain doesn't ask, is this making you strong? It asks, did this reduce discomfort fast? So you become a relief seeker. Sparta trained the opposite. They trained stress tolerance as a baseline, not as a special event, not as a weekend challenge, as identity. And no, I'm not telling you to romanticize ancient brutality. I'm telling you to learn the mechanism. Controlled hardship creates controlled power. Now, I'm going to give you the comfort theory, clean and ruthless. Comfort is not the enemy. Unearned comfort is. Earned comfort is recovery after effort. Unearned comfort is sedation before effort. Earned comfort builds you. Unearned comfort dissolves you. Your ancestors didn't need motivation. The day demanded movement. Hunger demanded work. Winter demanded planning. Their environment forced adaptive stress, small doses, constantly. That's the key. Small doses. Constantly. Today, you have the opposite. You have chronic ease with sudden spikes of chaos. Weeks of softness, then one crisis, and you collapse. That's not because you're weak as a person. It's because your system isn't conditioned to carry load. In stress science, there's a concept called allostatic load. The cumulative wear and tear on the body from stress responses over time. Chronic stress without recovery breaks you. But so does chronic comfort without challenge, because then your stress response becomes hypersensitive and miscalibrated. Either way, you lose resilience. So the solution isn't more stress. The solution is adaptive stress, stress you choose, stress you dose, stress that teaches your body and mind to respond properly. This is where the Spartans were terrifyingly intelligent. Their training system, the agoge, was built around structured hardship, physical conditioning, endurance, discipline, and social pressure designed to produce cohesion and toughness. Boys entered around age 7, and the training aimed to instill soldierly virtues like strength and endurance. Again, don't get lost in history. Extract the principle. They engineered a human being by engineering an environment. Your environment is engineering you, too. It is engineering you into someone who needs comfort to function. And if you need comfort to function, you are owned by anything that can provide comfort. A device, a substance, a person, a routine, a lie. Now listen. This is the moment where you either get defensive or you get free. Because the reason this message stings is that you already know where your softness lives. You know what you avoid. You know the exact moment you abandon yourself. You know the pattern. You start strong, then you bargain, then you drift, then you call it balance. Balance is not what you have. You have avoidance with a nicer name. Let's go deeper, because I want you to understand what warrior hardening actually is, without fantasy. Warrior hardening is the training of 3 things: your body's stress response, your mind's relationship to discomfort, and your identity's relationship to effort. Body first. If your body never experiences intensity, your brain never learns that intensity is survivable. Movement is not optional for mental strength. It is the physical language your nervous system understands. Mind next. If your mind is always entertained, it becomes incapable of stillness. And stillness is where courage is born, because in stillness you can't hide. You face your thoughts. You face your fear. You face the truth about what you've been avoiding. Identity last. If you keep proving to yourself that you run from difficulty, you become a runner. If you keep proving to yourself that you move toward difficulty, you become a warrior. Identity is not a label. It's evidence. Now I'll give you the system, not a theory, a forge. I'm going to tell it like a Spartan would, and I'm going to sharpen it with Japanese Kugyō so you understand the spirit. You will do 14 days of adaptive stress, 2 weeks, enough to wake your system up, not enough to destroy you, enough to remind you what you are. Every day has 3 pillars: cold, carry, and quiet. Cold. 2 minutes of cold water at the end of your shower, not to impress anyone, to train your panic response. When the cold hits, your mind will scream. It will demand escape. This is where you practice staying. Not tensing, not negotiating, just breathing and staying. This is hormesis in action. The idea that certain stressors, in appropriate doses, can trigger beneficial adaptive responses. Heat, cold, exercise. Small controlled stress that strengthens the system. Carry. Every day you will carry weight. It can be a backpack loaded with books, a dumbbell, groceries, Anything heavy enough that you have to respect it. Walk for 20 minutes. No headphones, no dopamine drip, just load and steps. Why? Because carrying is ancient. Carrying makes you honest. It forces posture, breath, and grit. It teaches you to move forward under pressure without drama. Quiet. 10 minutes of silence every day. Sit. No music, no phone, no guided meditation. Just sit and let the mind thrash. This is the mental version of cold water. You are teaching your mind that it doesn't always get to escape itself. When you do these 3 things daily, something starts to happen. It's subtle at first. Your confidence stops being a story and starts being a sensation. You begin to feel capable, not because life became easier, because you became harder to break. Now we add the warrior code, because hardening without direction becomes arrogance. The Spartan was not just strong, he was loyal to the standard. The Japanese warrior was not just skilled, he had discipline and restraint. So here's the rule for the 14 days. No unearned comfort before noon, no scrolling, no junk, no entertainment, no dopamine snacks. You can work, train, study, clean, build, create. You can eat real food, but you don't get your little comfort rewards before you've paid your debt to the day. This is where most people fail. They want the reward first. Then they wonder why they can't produce effort. Effort comes first. Now let's talk about the mistakes, because you will make them if you don't see them. Mistake 1. You go extreme for 3 days. You do ice baths, 5 a.m. runs, fasting, lifting, and you turn it into a punishment binge. Then your body and mind revolt. Adaptive stress is not self-harm. It's dosage. 2 minutes cold, 20 minutes carry, 10 minutes quiet. That's the base. Earn consistency before intensity. Mistake 2. You treat discomfort like an emergency. You feel the burn, the boredom, the urge to quit, and you interpret it as a warning sign. Sometimes it is. Often it's just your comfort addiction withdrawing. Learn the difference. Discomfort is not danger, it's information. Mistake 3. You seek validation. You post about it. You tell people. You make it performative. Then the moment nobody praises you, you stop. Warrior training is private. Your nervous system doesn't care who likes it. It only cares what you repeat. Mistake 4. You keep a secret escape hatch. I'll do it unless I'm tired. I'll do it unless work is stressful. I'll do it unless my mood is bad. That's not a plan. That's a loophole. Close the loophole. And now the final challenge, the part you either do or you don't. For the next 14 days, you will run cold, carry, quiet every day. 2 minutes cold, 20 minutes carry, 10 minutes silence. And you will remove unearned comfort before noon. That's it. Not complicated. Not glamorous. Just forging. Do one action step right now. Set a recurring daily reminder for the same time tomorrow labeled cold carry quiet. Then decide what you're carrying, backpack, dumbbell, whatever, and place it by the door tonight so you can't pretend you forgot. Modern comfort is not destroying you in one dramatic explosion. It's destroying you in 1,000 tiny surrenders. So stop surrendering and tell me in the comments, what's your biggest comfort trap right now? Scrolling, sugar, sleep, or avoidance?